Welcome to week 4 of Spark Nature, Leaves of Change.
Hi friends, welcome to Spark Nature, week 4, Leaves of Change. Now that it's October, we also have a new monthly theme, Cycles of Nature. Today's learning objectives included using our observational skills to notice trees, gather data in our field journals, understand the difference between deciduous and conifers, and make birds out of leaves. We started the morning with Mr. Adam taking us on a walk around the property.
They have to let go some of their needles and get a little bit lighter for winter. So you'll notice under evergreens you will find needles, but they're going to keep a lot of the other ones to get that sunshine all through winter long. So look underneath.
From there, we headed down to the stream and spent a good portion of the morning allowing the kids to have uninterrupted free time playing and engaging with nature, which is a core principle of our program. Then we headed to the cove for our morning meditation. Once we gathered in circle, Mr. Adam taught us how to use a mudra, or a hand gesture, to help us concentrate the mind.
Our middle finger and our thumb, and we're going to put those together. If you've been to Spark before, sometimes we do a different one, but today we're going to use our middle finger and our thumb. And you guys can just kind of rest those on your knees and let the other fingers kind of just do what they do. Rest there. Take a big breath in. With each inhale, we're going to root down into the ground. And with each exhale, we're going to let our spine just lighten up like a tree getting up into the top.
After snack, we gathered on the yoga deck with our field journals for our nature lesson.
So there's 2 different types of trees and leaves out there. There's a few exceptions, but in this one, in our deciduous leaf, we've got the tip, we've got the veins which carry the water up from the roots into the leaves, and then the leaves do something called photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is when the sun hits the leaf and turns that water with the green in there into sugar and sends it back down for the roots for energy. Is anybody else run on sugar? Our conifers, that leaf doesn't look like it catches quite as much sunshine, but you know what it does? It doesn't give up. It stays there all year long. So a deciduous tree will drop its leaves, send its energy down into its roots, and kind of take a rest for the winter. Our conifers, our evergreens, keep their leaves out and catch all that sun, because guess what? If there's no other leaves around, there's more sun for them in the winter. So what we're going to do today is we're going to go out. You guys are going to try and find 1 deciduous and 1 conifer leaf or pine needle branch, and if you can, see if you can find a seed from that tree too. Now if it's an oak tree, you might find an acorn. If it's a maple, you might find a little propeller. If it's a pine tree, what are we looking for? Cones, right, underneath the tree.
So we set them loose onto the property to look for the 2 types of trees they wanted to sketch. And once they found what they were looking for, we gathered back on the yoga deck for them to record their findings in their field journals. Now, because we have such an age range from 4 to 11, some kids just traced, some drew pictures, and the older children were able to label and add a little bit more detail. After about 20 minutes, we gathered in circle, and for any child that wanted to, they had the option to share their drawings, their observations, and any other thing that really stuck out to them. Next up, we have a full hour for lunch and recess, and this is where many of the children spend their time creating games, running around the property, finding the other children to play with, otherwise doing whatever it is that interests them and calls to them. Next up, it's time for art, where we made birds out of foraging different shapes and sizes and colors of leaves on the property.
You're going to go and collect these outside. There's tons of them. This is the general shape of a bird that you could just lightly use. So you know, when you make your bird, it's all going to be about a process called layering. What does layering mean? Layering means taking leaves I'm putting them on top of each other because birds, their feathers are layered, right? And so you can get really creative. It's about making a bird from leaves, almost like a puzzle.
So once again, we invited the children to go out on the land to forage for their materials. They scattered in all different directions on the hunt to find the perfect leaves for their art project. Some of them created owls, eagles, cardinals. Some even chose to make different kinds of dinosaurs. And they were all so focused and so engaged in this project. They came out amazing. Just look at this array. It was such a beautiful and amazing day. And after everyone went home, we had some time to reflect.
Today was such a magical day. First and foremost, the weather is just absolutely stunning. It is the perfect fall day. And how fitting that today we worked on leaves. So what I really noticed is that the kids did an amazing job sketching in their field journals. This is something that we really wanted to incorporate in year 2 of forest school. We did have field journals in year 1, but we didn't emphasize them. So today, when Mr. Adam led the lesson, we really appreciated that the children were sketching and drawing, and the older kids were taking notes and labeling. So that was awesome. But the real highlight of today was definitely the bird lesson. The kids really enjoyed foraging for their materials, coming up with different birds, seeing who's gonna do an owl or a cardinal or a robin, and then watching them come to life on their papers using natural materials. So such a wonderful day. I'm inspired and I'm looking forward to next week.
That's a wrap for week 4, Leaves of Change. What an amazing opportunity for kids to be outside, to creatively express themselves, to work on motor processing, and to really appreciate the change of seasons. So thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe to help us spread the spark. Get yourself and your kids outside. Have a beautiful day.